Welcome, collective, to all signs. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm getting ready to give a collective message for the week of August, the 4th through the 10th. This is actually a timeless reading, but I'm specifically previewing the week ahead. For those of you that are following me, the full moon in Aquarius is upcoming and will be the focus of next week's readings. So, to get started with, I want to thank you for being here, ask you to accept these readings as a meditation. This is general, so it is covering a lot of ground and is not intended to give you answers. This is not a predictive reading. This is about an opportunity to look within and to allow your own concerns, interests, challenges to emerge and allow you a reflection on those. So I'm going to do a basic present, past, future reading, and I have pulled a few oracle cards in advance to kind of meditate on the energy that we're dealing with. So as many of you know, astrologically, a lot is going on, and we'll cover that briefly as I go through the reading. If you find that this reading resonates for you, please like this video, share it with others if you think it would be useful to them. I enjoy your comments. I've gotten some amazing comments recently, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot, so that these messages can get out to more folks. So I've started with the seed, 0, from the Seed and Sickle Oracle. And this is obviously about the gestation or the potential for a new beginning. So the seed contains the potential. It is planted in the dark. So this is a reference to the new beginnings that are percolating within us and that have come about as we have done the work to look at those limitations and restrictions that we now understand are largely self-imposed. This card also resonates with the major arcana card, the Fool, which is also a 0 and a 22 in many decks. It is the beginning and the end. It is the cycle. And for many of you, this is about a new beginning as you are moving into the kind of alignment that is going to allow you, free you, liberate you to employ your gifts in a different way than you've done it before. For the past energy from the Glyph Oracle, I have the Archway or the Transition card, which is an obvious reference to a gateway or a portal. And portals are about leaving one world and entering into another. In terms of religious or spiritual practice, they are about moving into sacred space. And for the purposes of this reading, the sacred space feels like it is as much about aligning yourself with the potential that is available to you. And that this alignment has taken a while. There are quite a few steps shown on the card. And it is a result of a long journey that you have undergone. This is a self-directed journey. No one has led you here. No one has pointed you in this direction. This is one that you have accommodated, adjusted to, strained to understand, to see, to allow yourself to be guided to this place. And on the other side of the doorway is the stars, the night sky. In other words, a limited, expansive potential. It is impossible to predict or imagine where you're going. You understand that you're moving towards a better opportunity to offer your authentic self, your authentic energy, your contribution. And this is about receiving, yes, unconditional love, but about giving that as well. So I think what has gotten you to the place that you're at right now is this idea of understanding self-love, self-respect, self-regard, doing the work, the mirror work that is required for you to recognize that you are worthy and that you do have value. This card does make a reference to the goddess Wajet, the Egyptian goddess, very ancient, who was uh, uh, above all a protective energy. This was someone who protected Horus, Isis, and was associated with the divine authority of the pharaoh. And I believe that this card is indicating your own internalization of that divine authority within yourself. And as a result of that, you are empowered and aware that you are able to utilize a just shift into the place that provides you with the maximum transformation and opportunity to share your gifts, share your contribution. In the future, from the Glyph Oracle as well, I pulled the Serpent and Transformation. And where the transition card talks about the adjustments and the calibrations, the recalibrations that you've made in order to understand your authentic power, self-expression. The serpent is what happens when we come to alignment. So here's an obvious connection or association with Kundalini, right? The coiled serpent that sits at the base of our spine, that is unlocked as we adjust and align our chakras, that indicates spiritual, sacred power. Protection, absolutely. But power, and I would say particularly divine feminine power. Kundalini is wrapped up with creativity, sensuality, sexuality. The ability to have children is a literal example of the power of creation, gestation. And so this is also a reference to the development of this seed that you are carrying within you and that you are allowing to rest, to sit, to gestate while you find the correct vehicle, time, or location. So this transformation is happening because you've set all the pieces into place. And the serpent is emphasizing that this is an internal power that directly aligns us with divine power. It opens us up fully to this limitless growth and expansion. And this is something that is consciously undertaken. This is not something that just happens. This is something you have been questing toward, that you have been doing the work for. It's almost feels like the flip side of having gone underground, done the work underground. And again, the reference to the seed and its connection is very powerful, that you first had to develop your roots in order to be in a position to burst forth. So I feel like the explosion here is imminent. And I'm going to read from the Seed and Sickle or guidebooks. And there are two of them, which is very interesting. These are divided up into dawn and dusk. And it is very interesting to me that Dawn is about the external new beginnings that we are imagining. This is the beginning, the first act that will set all of your plans into motion. The seed may seem small, but it is full and potential remaining. Sorry about that. The mailman came back. And it's a noisy mailman. So this is also reminding me that Mercury is retrograde at this time. So that's a lot. That is a lot of the energy that you're carrying, the opportunity to address things that have already been set in motion, to really understand those, to position those in a way that will serve you best. Again, the seed may seem small, but it is full of potential, containing everything it needs to grow into something incredible. Take the time to nurture it and give it the right conditions to flourish. You may already have several seeds growing. Do not be afraid to let this one remain dormant a little while longer. It will come to fruition when the time and conditions are right for it. So that is the external new beginning. And then we're going to address the way in which this is supporting your development with the Dusk guidebook. Seeds can remain dormant for many years, waiting for the right conditions to grow. The seed represents your potential for the future, but also the protective shell about it. Do not be afraid to contain yourself for a while, to take a deep breath and remain where you are until the right season comes around. A seed that sprouts too soon can fall prey to cold weather. Focus on yourself until you're sure that the frosts have passed. And that's helping a little bit to understand how critical this protective nature of the divine energy is around this potential of the seed. That there's a need to protect your idea, your creation, yourself, as you are still vulnerable in this minuscule state, in this place of preparing to grow into the light. So for the oracle, for the tarot, I pulled the Death card in the present. So this is really jibing beautifully with the idea of the seed taking a while to germinate, to stay underground until the conditions are right, until things have been put into place. So the release of all the weeds, if we're staying with the metaphor of plants, all of the shade trees, all of the things that would attract vermin or animals that are going to potentially eat up the seedling have been held at bay to the extent possible. And the conditions are perfect for this rebirth. Remember that the Death card is associated with the sign of Aries. This is springtime. This is the new year. So this corresponds with a rebirth rather than the death. The death has been occurring for a while. You've been doing the work of eliminating those conditions, those attitudes, those behaviors that don't support you. And now you are in this completely open, vacant space to make way for this new growth, this new rebirth. In the past, the Page of Cups describes your open heart. And this is where the idea that you are calibrating, balancing, and harmonizing your ability to give and to receive. And I don't know why that seems so important for so many of you. Giving or expecting to be given to is something that is part of what you're releasing. You're living in the validation of your emotions and your feelings that confirm what's best for you. They're where you can stay in your joy, those activities, those associations, the energy where you can truly rest and allow yourself to play, to imagine, to have fun, to prioritize joy as a natural state of who you are. It's also uh, allowing you to liberate this innocence, this joyfulness, that this is a right, a human right to have joy, to have pleasure, to feel good about yourself and what you're doing, where you're going. And that also helps you to stay in the present, to be grateful for what the abundance is that surrounds you. And in the future, the immediate future, the Ace of Pentacles, how beautiful. So this is really validating the idea of the seed, for one thing, but it's also about moving into a sphere of manifestation. This is where the rubber meets the road, or the foot meets the pedal, or however it goes. This is about passing through this beautiful portal, this beautiful archway that is announcing in a very grand way that you are open to making your ultimate contribution to your community, to your family, to your planet, to the planet. Wherever you are building, creating, understanding that you have skills and resources that you can use to make something beautiful. This is giving me a really strong magician vibe right here, that you are realizing that you're deserving of comfort, you're deserving of prosperity, and abundance is not simply about material excess or wealth. It's about the availability of good feelings, connections, finding joy in your life, appreciating the beauty that surrounds you wherever you are, finding that, allowing your imagination to be stimulated without a plan, without judgment, without a premeditated agenda. So these are qualities that are wrapped up in this moment of time. And I'm going to just finish off with some Crow Tarot here to get a little more specific about. I'm not really asking about timing, because I believe this is letting us know that you determine the timing. But it is telling me that you have set the stage to burst forth when the opportunity presents itself. And here in the present, we have a couple things that are affirming that. So the Ace of Wands flanks the Death card, as does the Page of Pentacles. And what's so brilliant about this is not only another ace, which is affirming that you are moving from the heart, you're moving from a place of authenticity, whatever it is you are building or planning to build. And the way that you're planning this is in concert with this opening of your heart, this idea that you are looking at the next steps, that you have the vision, but the vision may not be translatable into words or actions just yet. But there is work to do to set the opportunity up, to be ready for it, to be prepared so that you recognize the opportunity when it comes along. So this is about your willingness to manifest, understanding the stages of manifestation, that you understand that the vision and what you want is the first step. And then the moving forward based on your faith in your skills, your experience, your knowledge, and your willingness to work with the resources, the connections, the relationships that you have. This comes out of a place of experience, heart, accepting what others can bring to the table, as well as a full sense of acceptance of your creative brilliance, your compassion and ability to love. The Page of Cups in the past, I'm going to clarify that. Move that little hair out of the way, and I have the Page, the Magician, and the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is confirmed. This is describing absolutely this openness. This tells me that you have been on this journey for a very long time, that you had a connection, you had an inkling, or were aware of a gift or a knowledge of special purpose early in life, and that you may have had many experiences with that, but that this awareness is returning to you. This awareness has come back to you at this point with greater experience, a deeper maturity and wisdom about that feeling of love, capacity, compassion, a better understanding of your worth and what it is that you can contribute that isn't about money or gifts or giving in a more traditional way that maybe you might have understood as a child. This is detached from expectation now. This is really rest on what you bring inside, the talent that you were born with, and the maturity to understand how to navigate from a place of authenticity rather than expectation. And then the Magician card is the card that is resonating throughout this reading with this many aces on the table. The Seed, this feels like it's all in preparation for this thorough alignment, this thorough adjustment and calibration, this staying in the present moment, understanding that staying aligned is daily work. It isn't work that happens once and then that's the end of that. This takes present awareness and consciousness of what is available to you in your life in the moment, and how you use that and utilize that to move forward on the path that you've created for yourself, that you've designed. I'm going to finish up with a clarification of the Ace of Pentacles in the future. The cards are just flying. So there's the Nine of Wands. Oof, take that. And the Four of Wands. Beautiful. So you're all about the growth here. The Ace of Wands, the Pentacles, you're about manifesting that. The Nine of Wands is showing that you've been on this path for a really, really long time. For those of you that I'm speaking to, you have done a lot towards building your dream. For creatives, for entrepreneurs, for anyone that is building a vision that they feel directly expresses who they are. This is not your first rodeo. And it has created a lot of damage. You have developed a very thick skin. You are at times distrustful, but you also know that you're very close and that you're determined to continue. But in some ways, this also indicates the release of this idea that it is a struggle. It isn't a struggle anymore to you. You're accepting this journey and this path as a gift. Every step that you take now, as you come closer and closer to an alignment, as you experience that alignment, even if it comes and goes, there's a tremendous lightening as well as a healing, so that you are in the vibration of joy. this becomes a state, a constant state, one that you can attract, you can pull in when things get challenging for you. You can catch yourself when you're getting frustrated, angry, mad, feeling down, and know that you can pull in the energy of uh, healing, of transformation, of growth, that your path has been fueled so far and will continue to be by your willingness to accept the lessons and challenges and things you've learned from your most challenging experiences. They've made you stronger, they've made you tougher, but now you trust in yourself rather than trusting in others to give you something that you can and now understand you must give to yourself. In the Four of Wands, as the final card for the immediate future is about, well, it's the 1111 card. It speaks about partnership, absolutely. Collaboration, for sure. This is building something, having achieved something already, no matter where you're at. And this also lets me know that many of you have uh, set up a very strong foundation. As modest as it may be, as grand as it may be, you understand that this is just the platform from which you and your collaborators, your community, your partner can do the work more efficiently, more productively, that is of significance to you and the community you serve. This is beautiful energy for the week of August 4th through the 10th. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like this reading. Please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And thank you so much for your beautiful comments. It's important that this message get out as broadly as possible. So again, thank you for all the support that you give me. Until next time, namaste.